try to hurt something. So, do you feel the same way about Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so because Crawford kind of like has a better setup. Like Turkey Sheik loves Crawford, and everybody loves Crawford. I think Crawford's going to be one of the very few people to ever get a fair shot against Canelo. Outside of Floyd Mayweather. So I think that's going to be a fair fight, and in a fair fight, the one that was the better fighter that night wins. And we haven't seen that against a Canelo in a long time. That last fighter, Skull. I don't know anything about Skull. But what I do know is that Canelo had a hard time with that guy. And if Canelo wasn't Canelo and didn't have a name or a prestige title, he could have probably lost that fight. There's a lot of fights that he could have lost, and he only won because of his name. He's very slow right now. He's gotten a little lazy. What's your thoughts, Brian?
I think I agree with you back to what you first said about Terrence Crawford about the people loving him. I think he really just reached superstardom when he beat Errol Spence. That was
Yeah,
when he reached superstardom. And you got to
superstar.
think of where he came from. People talk about his resume, they talk about who he fought, when he fought him. They talk about all of that. But like, let's be real. He did it brick by brick. He did it from the bottom. He didn't get all of these. He didn't get the tank. He didn't get the PBC treatment. Put it that way. We're gonna call it the
Mm-mm.
PBC treatment. He didn't get the PBC treatment where when these guys like the Charlos and Tank and Arrow and Keith Thurman, when them guys came on PBC, the show was an event. It was an event. It was like, the pay-per-views, and it was like you sit down in front of the TV, you get your pizza, you get your, what I'm saying, you got to play some call. We finna have a fight party. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a pay-per-view event. Crawford didn't have that kind of treatment coming up with Top Rank. So he earned that love from the fans that he got it from. He earned that spot as, one of the pound for pound greats right now boxing through hard work. And I think that's why, yeah, I just want to put that in the context about what you said. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's why he loved by Turkey Alley Chicken. He loved by so many of us. Because I was one of the ones betting against him. You know what I'm saying? Which I never do again. I did. I was one of the ones talking trash. I didn't think this, I didn't think that. But now when I went and looked at it and I see him, they're like, you know what, bro? He get all the respect in the world from me. So, I'm one of the ones on that.
Like I
Or
studied Crawford for quite a while. Like I was actually training to beat Crawford. I've been trained by certain types of trainers that know Crawford and all that shit. I've been trained to beat specifically him. I've learned Crawford inside and out, and like I remember when they made the fight with Earl Spence, and they're telling me like, so what do you think about this Earl Spence beating Crawford? How do you think
Hey,
Earl
hey,
Spence
hold
beat
that,
Crawford?
hold that right there, hold that right there. Stay right there, stay right there, stay right there. Just wait. I just want to say I got a guy. I've been in my mind training my son to beat and learning how to beat too. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead,
Oh, really?
go ahead.
Yo, the Empire falls with a whole lot of small battles
Right?
before the
Yeah.
war is even won.
Right.
It's crazy when you lose the war before it got started.
Yeah.
You feel me?
True. True story. True story.
So
True
that's
story.
the whole thing with that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the reason. That's the reason why, like, I turned down Jerron Ennis
Mm-mm.
because the reason that led
Uh,
Keep going back
there
to
was
what you were doing. That's why I said stop right there. Keep going. Keep going
yeah
with
there
what you
was
were saying.
okay yeah. Okay, so I learned everything about Crawford. I learned all the flaws and all the gifts and the things that he were able to do. And I remember when I was in an interview and the guy was asking me, so how do you see Earl Spence winning? And I couldn't give them an answer. Like I could not say that Earl Spence had a chance of beating Crawford, and the reason why is because of just the certain stylistic measures. Like Earl Spence has to put his hands up in this fucking movement right here. He only blocks. He doesn't slip. He doesn't weave. He doesn't really use his foot movement. He doesn't have fast feet. Um, and like the way he throws his punches, yes, is dangerous and very powerful, but it's because it's at a certain range. So after seeing knowing what Crawford have available, he has speed, he has ability, he's able to get in and out of range. He moves his head a lot. He can change up punch selection. No, I couldn't see how Crawford, how Spence could beat Crawford at all.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna restart